Time, everybody! Watch me draw while doing so. Reminder, don't do what I did. It's not appropriate, and something you shouldn't be doing at your age. So for context, there was this boy, we'll call him Oliver. Oliver and I never got along, and I mean never. This started in 3rd grade. I'll be for real, I kinda had a crush on him, mostly because on how he looked, just really hated his personality. One second we'd be agreeing on doing something, the next we'd be having an argument. My 3rd grade teacher even pointed this out. So one day it was Oliver's birthday. Everyone had to write him a happy birthday and what they liked about him or whatever. And after we wrote the note, we could draw a picture of us going to his birthday party. I never went because I didn't like him. And also because I never got an invitation card from him. So I wrote a note that was kind, then, well, like I said, don't do this. I didn't draw a picture. I wrote the word die and erased it quickly. I knew I'd get in trouble, but I didn't care. So I gave my teacher the card and left to go home. A couple of days, weeks went by, and I had thought I'd gotten away with it. Then I got pulled by her one day. Oliver sat there looking at me. I looked at him back, already knowing what was to come. I sit down, and my teacher pulls out my card. A shiver went down my spine. Oliver's mother sat there, staring at me from across the table. Gulp! Ah, description. Okay, back to being serious. My teacher showed me the erased die word held to U pencils. So, I kind of described why I did it. Then I think my teacher got annoyed and sent us to this random lady. Mind you, I did not know. This lady. So, Oliver shared context about him and I. For some reason, then I described why I wrote the death threat. Then I was forced to say, sorry, I did. I said, Oliver, I'm sorry. He said, it's okay. I was just confused. So, of course, my parents got involved. Who would have guessed? I know it's you, viewer. Anywho, my parents read the card, my mom was disappointed, and my dad just laughed. Sir, your own child just wrote a death threat on a kid's card and all you did was laugh? What kind of dad are you exactly? I was at least relieved that my dad didn't yell at me, but my mom kind of did and all. They did was tell me not to do it again. Yeah, I don't think that stopped me. I think I've got time for a couple more. So, you know how kids have to defend themselves if they're in danger. Well, I wanted to do that. It was martial arts, karate, or whatever. And I would practice on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So, my karate teacher would allow us to go get water if we bow in respect first. The kids and I would pretend fight in the line for the water. The kid hit me first, gently by the way, and I hit him back and said, you deserved that a little bit. The kid gasped and said,
They said the B word! They said the B word!
This dog is... Wait, what the fuck? So all of us came out of the fountain, and my karate teacher asked if everything was okay, and I just nodded my head. Here's this drawing I made of the place. See this? Yeah, there was a lady that has worked here. She would watch us through this glass window. So that also means her door was right next to where the fountain is, meaning she could hear anything and anyone, even if the door was shut, which she keeps shut all the time. Anywho, I left karate after we were done with our session. A couple days went by, and I thought I was good. So it was my dad's turn to take me to karate. And after that, my dad was driving me back home. We had a talk on the way there. He said, hey, I just got a report from that lady. She said she knows Spanish. I said, that's cool, and? She said she heard you say ass at that fountain. I know this is stereotyping, but that lady is white. That bitch does not even know Spanish. And even if I said a bad word, so what? And if I said a bad word in Spanish, the only word that would come out my mouth would be para, because that's the only fucking word I know in Spanish. My dad said, well, she knows Spanish, and shut the fuck up! No, she doesn't, so I said. And you believe her? He said, well, no. But is this true? I said, obviously not. Dad, my Mexican father, believes a white lady that knows how to speak Spanish. Thinks bit means ass. My dad is hell of an expert at speaking Spanish, since he's Mexican, and believes some, white lady instead of his own child. Well, let me give that lady a sentence of bit and ass. Hey, white lady, you are a walking piece of bit that nobody likes, and if my mom could catch you out in the streets, I guarantee she'll beat your bit. Now send that clip to her. At this point, I'm already pissed at my dad, and my mom is going to be more pissed off when she finds out about this. My dad said, "We'll just talk to your mother about it then." Damn right we will! So, my dad drops me off and we both walk into the house. My mom is already stressed with some many things, so telling her about all this is gonna make her pissed. So my dad and I explained everything. My mom is chewing the fuck out of my dad, telling him off. And she said, if she ever blames my child for something they didn't say, I'm gonna go over there and cuss her out. Don't play with my mom, I swear. She does not play. Mind you, my mom never liked that lady from the start, so knowing about this was definitely gonna make her see red at this point. So, yeah. Luckily, that never happened. My mom did tell me a story that I have no idea even happened. She said there was this boy in my class that kept touching my hair. I told her, Mom, this boy keeps touching my hair. I kept telling him to stop, but he won't listen. My mom was raging, and she said she'd sue the school if that boy didn't stop touching my hair.
Sue the school?
The things my mom will do for me, and by far that is the craziest one. There was also another time where I almost got myself taken away from my mom. I was in preschool at this point. And my mom would say the same thing in a joking manner to her brother on the phone and said she'd choke him by the throat. I heard this from her room, her laughing and giggling. I thought it'd be funny if I said that to a kid in my class. I did, I said. Hey, my mom chokes me by the throat. I said that. While laughing, by the way, the kid said, oh, wow, that's cool. Some random-ass lady heard me. I didn't know this lady, like, at all. And she heard me and reported my mother, I think. I was having a talk with some policemen, and I told the truth that it was just a joke. And yes, that's how I almost sent my mom to jail for child abuse. Okay, this should be the last story. So, when I was still in preschool, my mom had gotten a boyfriend. I'm not giving that motherfucker a name. His real name was Antonio. You know who you are. Bitch! Anywho, my mom was dating him for a couple of months. I liked him. He was pretty cool and chill like that. And I would draw them cute little pictures, like any child would do if someone was in love with the other. And so Antonio would leave his bags by my mom's bed. I think that guy has a TikTok, but I don't know anymore. But he did follow me on my old account. Fucking creep. If I knew better insults when I was younger, I would use the ones I already have now. But I'm gonna keep it nice and polite because I'm mature. And no offense to the people who are named Antonio that don't act like this, fucking weirdo. So at school, I would go to this teacher that teached me things I couldn't understand quick enough. Then I got pulled by this random lady I've never met before. She seemed nice at first until she asked me some strange questions. I didn't really mind it, though, since I thought it was normal. She asked me if I was hurt anywhere on my neck. I told her yes, even though it was a lie because I had no idea what she was yapping about. So after that, I went back to class. My teacher asked, "What was taking you so long with your teacher?" I just said, "Some random lady was just talking to me." My teacher gave me somewhat of a confused yet a concerned look, and my 5 to 6-year-old brain never understood why. Then I went home after that. When I went home, something was strange. Antonio wasn't there, nowhere to be seen. I asked my mom about it, but she just gave me some pathetic lie, and I now understand why. YTF, did the voice break like that?
I order a voice.
Anywho, my mom's side of the story in more detail. My mom had said for me to be honest with her about how I felt about Antonio. I remember this too, by the way. I said, "Mom, I don't think Antonio likes me." Then she started paying attention to how he would act whenever I was around. In my opinion now, it's almost like He never wanted me to be around my mom, almost like he never wanted me there in the first place. I'll get into that in a second. My mom was paying more attention to him. Then he took it too far. My mom described he took a knife and was about to stab me with it right in front of my mom. Luckily, my mom stopped him in time. I obviously didn't understand what was happening in that moment. Everything is so fuzzy. Everything was happening so fast. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I wasn't supposed to see it. I was too young. Getting stabbed as a kid just so they wouldn't get in the way of their love is just fucked up. My mom filed a restraining order against him and never wanted me to see him again. My mom actually wanted him to get arrested, but you know, dumb police. So the restraining order was filed. If I was a judge, I'd never want him to be near kids again. Never hold a knife, ever again, and never, ever, ever breathe in kids' direction. Hard times. After hearing more information, I'm broken. But I guess I believe I'm doing better now. I'm in a great relationship and in a really great friendship. Comment down below if you had similar experiences. I'd really like to hear what you guys say. My comment section is very supportive hearts. If you want to hear more stories, I think I've got some in my brain. So yeah, you should maybe subscribe, follow me. I really appreciate the support. By the way, I'm making a character for their Halloween skin. What's her name? Wrong. Answers only. I kind of wonder what her ex-best friend's Halloween skin will be. Maybe Nubians, Libyans, and Asiatics, or Hyksos, since those are Egyptians' biggest enemies. But I don't want to make up my own logic. We'll see it on Friday anyhow. The struggle with fingers. Just wanted to add a couple of details, since it looks more cooler on her. Beautiful. Thank you for watching my content.